What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the AM Guys. So today I actually want to talk about building on all the previous lessons you've learned in life. It seems to be a common thread just when talking to people that the moment you begin learning something new, you throw everything else that you've learned out the window and you forget all the other things you've learned. And the current lesson that you're learning and the current skill that you're learning means that everything else you learned was obsolete. And that's actually how you don't move forward. If you really want to find a good way to get stuck and repeat the cycles you've been in and just go around in circles, that's one of the best ways to do that is forget everything else that you've already learned and throw it out the window. You don't actually apply what has been learned, and you don't actually wade through and actually go through a process of refinement. And I think refinement is really important because it's where you take what is new and then you apply it to what you already know, the knowledge and the skill set you already have, and you measure and you adjust and you go, okay, what needs to change in my life now? What am I doing well? And then what needs to change? What about the new skill set that I'm learning needs to really be applied? And it's so easy to just go and be like, okay, cool, I'm learning this new thing. And then you throw everything else out the window. You throw all the principles out. You throw everything out for the new. It's amazing how we think new is always better. But new is only better if you actually apply it right in your life. New can actually be worse because new, and if you take new and you throw everything else out that you've learned, there's no point in even adding anything new. You've actually gone backwards. And it's interesting how we so easily forget everything that we've already learned, whether it's relationally, soft skills, whether it's what we're currently doing. We so easily forget what has already passed in our life, and we forget how hard things were. We'll forget the price we paid for things. We'll forget how good things were. It doesn't matter. What I'm trying to get at is this: we so easily forget what has occurred in our lives, the lessons we've learned, and then as a result, we're constantly believing we're starting over from scratch every day. It's amazing what time does. When you have time and distance between you and the lessons you've learned, between you and the skill sets you've learned, it's so easy to just throw everything out the window. And it happens naturally. It's very easy to forget. And it's amazing how much we do not retain. Alex Ramosi talks a lot about how we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. And the reason for that is because we just forget. And so I think it's important that when you're learning new things, you're adding. You're adding on to what you already currently know. You're refining what you currently know. Okay, what wasn't as good as it should be? And it's what I'm learning now, actually adding and improving where I'm at. And I'm saying this because it's so easy, especially in business, to forget where you came from. It's so easy to forget that, oh yeah, that was something we were trying to avoid a while ago. Or it's very easy to be like, okay, cool, I'm learning this new skill. And then everything goes out the window because it's like, oh man, I've been doing everything wrong. I've been doing everything wrong. And now this is obviously the right way to do it. And so I should change everything. And that's a bad place to start. It's like, no, come back and then take what you're learning now to improve, but don't just throw everything out that you've been through just because you're being introduced to new ideas and concepts. And it is really important, and I'll probably talk about this in a later episode. New ideas are so important. New concepts and new skills are so important. But the problem that we'll get ourselves into and the trap that we'll often fall into is, hey, cool, I'm going to throw everything else out and just believe that everything I've done is horrible up to this point, and then everything else is removed from that. And I think it's really important to look at where you are currently, what you're currently learning, and then being able to apply what is being taught to you and being able to apply the lessons that you're learning now. And that is such an important skill to have, to be able to analytically go through and process things and process where you're at and what you're learning and add it to your life versus, cool, there's just things that are happening that are, I'm just throwing everything out with, and then you start all the way over from scratch again. And so anyways, guys, that's it for today. So to sum it all up, when you're learning something new, add it to your life. Build upon what you already know. Don't just throw everything out. It's that simple. All right, I'll catch you later. Peace.